Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and in this video I want to talk about how can you start a social media agency of yourself. How can you build a business that works for you instead of you working for them? This is a comprehensive guide, a 7-step process that you can follow and replicate and build a successful media agency. I'll be sharing all of the lessons that I have learned over the past 1.5 years of running my own agency, MarkitUp.in, and what lessons I learned through it, as well as what mistakes I made is what I'll be sharing with you today in this video. The first question you might be having is, why do you need to start a business? Why can't you just graduate from your engineering college, get the degree, and get a safe job as an engineer? What's the harm in that? Well, here's how I think of it, right? I think that it is unfair for you to be working 5 days to get 2 days of freedom, right? People work from Monday till Friday and then party and have all the freedom that they want from Saturday till Sunday. Working for 5 days to get 2 days of return that you can do whatever you want in is an unfair trade-off. Also, when I observe people and how they live their life, it's a very typical map that everyone will tell you. When you get into a college, you get a degree, you work for the next 40 years, and then you retire. And then at that point, you would have built enough corpus that will last you the next 20-30 years of your life, however long you're alive, right? That's a flawed way to think about life, because number one, you are saying that all of the happiness starts at the point of retiring from your job. That is when you would have enough money. That is when you would have enough freedom. That is when you would have enough happiness. But what is the point of sacrificing your today, working in a dead-end job, doing something that you hate, under a boss that you don't like, so that at the end of your corporate life, your real life will start, your real freedom will begin? That is an unfair life. That is an unfair trade of value. And because of that, I took a different path. And this was the path of the fast lane, right? There's an amazing book called as The Fastlane Millionaire by MJ DeMarco. And in that book, he talks about the slow lane, which is investing every single year, small portions of your earnings, doing that corporate job. At the end of 40 years, you make enough money to maybe go on a beach, go on a vacation or whatever. And then there's the fast lane. This is where the new riches are made. This is where you would find multimillionaires in their 20s living their best life. All the things that you want to do, the freedom that you want to have is best utilized in your youth. Yes, you would have a ton of money and you would have all the freedom in the world when you're 60 or 70, but what do you do at that time? You're probably diabetic, you cannot walk properly, and you just are not in the right shape. You would not even want to have that much energy to travel, right? I hope you're getting the point. The idea here is you need to build a business that works for you and gives you the freedom that you want. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be the path that everyone tells you to take, but this is absolutely the path that will lead you towards your freedom, towards your financial independence. Now, many of you want to become freelancers. I get messages from you every single day about how to start freelancing, how to get your first freelance client, how can you boost your earnings. Well, to you, I want to talk about this brand new platform for freelancers and remote workers called as Contra.com. Contra is a one-stop platform for freelancers from the field of engineering, design, video editing, music, and much more. Contra is the OG matchmaker. It connects you with your dream clients by bringing tailor-made opportunities just for you. Contra allows you to build a personal website of yourself wherein you can list all of your projects, all of your services, about you, and much more. Contra will also help you with managing your workflows, your projects, as well as your payments. And the best part of it all, Contra is a commission-free platform. You pay 0 commissions whenever you work with a client. While other freelancing platforms will charge you over 20% of your hard-earned money, Contra charges you 0. So what are you waiting for? Boost your freelancing career by making a free profile on Contra.com and start getting opportunities right away. The link is in the description, and now let's get back to the video. Now that you've understood my rationale behind why you need to start a business, let's talk about how can you start one of the best, highest profit generating business you can start online with no barrier to entry, right? MarkitUp is a business that generates over 1 crore rupees in revenue every single year for me. It has no office, It is done completely remotely online, and we have a team of 25 people who are located all over the country, and we serve clients around the world. Right? That's literally how this business works. And now let me talk about the 7-step process that you need to figure out if you want to start one of your own. Step 1, you need to find a niche for yourself. For example, MarkitUp is a YouTube marketing agency. We were very clear from the start that we will begin with YouTube marketing. Then later on, we can transition into broad categories, but we want to first focus on this one niche particularly, and that is what we ended up doing. Talking about a few categories that you might want to start your agency in, it's very simple. First of all, it would either be an email marketing company, it could be a course creation agency. Basically, you're helping people and brands create and sell their courses and optimize their funnel. Essentially, there is a lead gen or performance marketing agency in which you are basically working on cost per acquisition basis. That basically means that for every customer that you give to your client, you take a particular cut. This is the affiliate marketing model essentially. Or you're having a website or a platform through which you are driving traffic to someone else's business, right? You are doing lead gen for them essentially. You can also start a social media marketing agency, which, as the name suggests, helps companies with managing their social media profiles and growing them at the same time. You can also offer video editing services, right? Now, due to the high rise in the video consumption on the internet, everyone out there is creating videos, and if you can help them edit and make a great engaging edit out of their video, then you will be paid for the same as well. You can also start a graphic design agency or a UI UX design agency, helping companies building their brand, building their website, building their brand image. That is what you can help them with. You can also start an ads agency in which you are basically helping companies with Google ads, with Facebook ads, with LinkedIn ads, with other type of ads as well. You can also start a content writing agency. Maybe you can help companies or individuals with creating LinkedIn posts for their profile. That is actually being done with one of my friends, and she's making close to 7 lakhs per month doing just that, writing content, writing posts for brands as well as individuals on LinkedIn. Also, when you have an ads agency, you can basically charge a percentage of the budget that the brand is allowing for ads, right? So essentially, let's just say that the brand says that you'll be deploying $100,000. You can just say that I'll just take a 10% commission. So you get to make $10,000. You can also open an SEO agency, which basically works with websites or YouTube videos and helps them optimize for search rankings. So these are a few niches, few categories that you can explore, and you can find the one that you think is interesting for yourself. Like for me, for what I had learned, YouTube marketing was the best way to move forward, right? And don't ever think that कोई एक niche दूसरे से छोटी होगी, right? Every category has the potential to make big money for you. Granted, you know how to use it in the best optimal way. Step 2, you can start learning about this category, right? That is the most important thing. Before you start your own agency, learn about the basics of this industry and how it really works. You can do that through Twitter threads, courses, YouTube videos, through podcasts. The idea here is to understand how this industry really works and what is it that the clients are suffering with the most. Learning that is crucial. That is step 2. Step 3 would be to find your co-founder or your co-founding team, right? First of all, let's talk about the co-founder. Now, I have interviewed a lot of founders who have gone on to build huge businesses, unicorn companies, and I've asked them the same question. How would you advise someone to find a co-founder, right? And they often say that a co-founder should be someone that you would have 100% of your trust with. And you don't always need a co-founder particularly, especially in the agency business. You can be all fine without the need of a co-founder. The reason you should get a co-founder is because you have a higher goal for this business, for this agency. And you know that you want to focus on what you do best. If you know your weaknesses, if you are aware of your strengths, then you can make a decision that this is what I will prioritize and the rest will be handled by my co-founder who I have blind trust over. The best co-founders that you can find are going to be your own friends who share a similar vision, who have a common goal attached with you, right? Like my college roommate, Saransh, also wanted to help companies grow on YouTube, grow on Instagram, and hence both of our goals aligned and we built MarkitUp from scratch. Now, having your goals aligned is super important. You can't just be like, I want to do this for money and that is the end of the chapter, because when you have money as your goal, you will often struggle when there are hard times, when customers leave, when something bad happens, when the team members leave. You need to have your vision at the center of your focus. And once you know that this is what you want to achieve, this is what you want to impact, then you can make better informed decisions and act calmly. So focus on finding someone who has the growth mindset and you can truly trust them. The skills can be learned later, but the first thing is the trust. And are you enjoying their company or not? The fourth step is to hire your team members, is to hire your first founding team. How do you do that? Well, you can do that through a couple of different ways. You can go on LinkedIn, you can make a post about hiring. You can go and ask your own connections. You can ask your own circle about, do you know a good video editor? You can also search for that keyword, Facebook Ads Manager, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and start DMing people who you think can be a great addition to your team. You can also hire your friends from college who are passionate about building what you are trying to do and then work with them. But when you do work with them, make sure that there is a division between your private life and your business life. Because when these two have a blurred line in between, things don't work very well. Right? And I've seen multiple examples of things going south because there was no clear distinction between the two. What you should be looking for in team members is the spirit to keep learning. They must have the hustle. They must have this will of constantly learning and sorting things out. जो जुगाड़ वाला mindset होता है ना, you need to have that in your team members. All the team members that we currently have at MarkitUp are not from the known colleges. They are not from the IITs, NITs, BITS or something like that. They are from the lesser known colleges, but they know how to hustle. They know how to get their job done, and that is why they work with us. Step 5 is to build a portfolio, build a website, or build a case study when you start the company. Let's just say you're working as a graphic designer and now you want to start an agency. The first thing you must do is to build a website and build a portfolio of the work that you've done before. If you are joined by 2 other graphic designers in your team, include their work as well. Include case studies. Like for example, before starting MarkitUp, I was working at some companies and I used the problems I solved over there as case studies in my agency to convince the client that I have experience of growing YouTube channels before as well. Now, if you are in a college right now and you have a college official email, then you can take advantage of the GitHub student pack. Through the student pack, you can get a domain name for yourself, you can get the hosting for it, and you can get a ton of other benefits as well. So you can use this to your advantage and you can start a startup with literally 0 rupees upfront, right? That is how MarkitUp started. There was no cost that I had to bear when I first started the company, right? So we were positive, we were cash flow positive from day one itself. So make sure that you build a case study of the problem statement and how did you solve it and the conclusion at the very end for all the clients that you end up working with. Also, you must have a website that is going to help you and you must have an official email, markitup.in, ishan@markitup.in. This email is going to show a bit of professionalism from your end when you reach out to clients, when you reach out to people that you want to work with. The 6th step is to start selling, right? This is the most crucial step that you need to learn a lot about. So hear me out in this particular step. The first thing is to find who will be your client particularly, right? You will not be selling to everyone because when you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one. So you must ask yourself, if you are having an ad agency, who do you want to target? An ad agency that targets D2C businesses will work very well. A company, the more you niche down, the better your chances of building a highly profitable business. As they say, riches are in the niches, right? So you need to figure out what is the category and who do you want to serve, and be very particular about that. Also, make sure that you get in the habit of cold emailing, right? If there's a startup that just got funded and you think you can work with them, email them saying that, hey, just noticed that you got funded, congratulations, here is how we can help you grow exponentially. When you talk about the value you can bring to the table and not what you want in return for them, that is when you will get the meetings with them. That is when you can help them grow and make a business out of it as well. Or you can ask for referrals. You can ask your friends, your current clients to refer you to other businesses, and you can also offer them a commission for every single client that they get converted for us, just to incentivize them. Essentially, what do you need to sell? Think about your service. It needs to be a bundle and not one particular service, right? I'll tell you why that is. If you are a video editing agency, instead of saying that we will edit one video for X number of dollars, X number of rupees, what you say is, I will help you edit 15 videos every month. Let's sign a 6-month long retainer at this amount of price. Now what happens is that you generate a higher lifetime for your customers, and you will be able to charge higher when you are doing something like this, and there is less scope of them negotiating. Like for example, at MarkitUp we sell a YouTube channel management program. In that, we help companies with a ton of different things: A/B testing, thumbnail designing, video editing, channel management, and there is one charge for all of this per month, right? They cannot break it down into pieces saying कि मुझे सिर्फ title recommendations चाहिए या फिर मेरे को सिर्फ thumbnail design चाहिए. They get the whole package or they get nothing. Step 7 is servicing. Once the deal is done, once the client is closed, what do you do next? Number 1, you must send them an agreement. An agreement, a contract which lays down all of the services that you will offer and what will they pay you in return. When will they pay you? If they do not pay, then what happens? If you do not complete the services, then what happens? So this will make sure that there are no conflicts at the very end, right? That is very important. I have made a few mistakes because I did not have a contract ready and I have lost on lakhs and lakhs of money. So I make sure that you focus on this one bit. And secondly, you send them an invoice for advance payment for the first payment, and from the next payment onwards, they can pay however they see fit. That ensures that you create trust with them and then they can pay however they like. Thirdly, you need to promise and over deliver, right? This is very important. That is what will create a higher NPS, net promoter score. How much is your client, your customer, talking about your services and the benefits to their circle, to their friends? The more you deliver to them, the higher will be their NPS and the higher will be your growth in the customers that you'll be working with. Also, when you create invoices, you can use this platform called as Reference, not sponsored, but just a tool that we've been using lately. Also, a few tips here and there. First of all, you can organize all of this workflow, all of the clients that you work with, all of the team members that you have, all the payments that are going out, payments that are done, all the invoices, all the contracts. You can store it at one place with the help of Notion. We have done the same and it just makes things a ton simpler. Another important thing to focus on is the work distribution. Does every single team member know their work and their requirements, right? If they know what is the work that they are supposed to do, only then can you have a efficient team working towards a goal, right? If there are conflicts happening, if someone is saying कि मुझे ये करना है, नहीं मुझे ये करना है, मुझे ये करने को नहीं बोला था, then that will just create conflicts and will just lead to a ton of time waste. Another rule is to only keep 10 to 15 clients when you are working in your agency. What you do is, as you get more clients, as you get more people interested in your services, you hike your prices, and the current clients who can keep up with those prices will stay with you. The ones who cannot will have to leave eventually. This does not mean that on the second month of onboarding them, you rapidly out of nowhere increase the price. Do not do that, but do it gradually over a period of time. If you are showing them a ton of growth on their channel or on their business, it makes a lot more sense for you to increase your quote as well. When you only have 10 to 15 clients, you can properly focus on them and deliver results at the same time. As you start to have more and more clients, that touch that a agency can provide just doesn't work very well, right? So only focus on having 10 to 15 clients and just try getting bigger clients and higher ticket prices at the same time. Also, as the head of this company that you have built, as the head of the organization, you must focus on the growth and not on the operations. If you are the guy who is creating every single ad set, every single campaign, if you are the person who is going on Canva and making a design for your client, if you are the person who's making the content yourself, then you would not be able to execute, you will not be able to grow, and hence you must hire a team who can do the work so that you can focus on the growth on the relationship aspect with the client. So those are my tips. I have not focused much on incorporating your company. You don't need to worry about that. That is the least of your worries. Once you start generating a ton of revenue, that is when you go to Vakil Search or any other platform and you incorporate your company in India as a private limited or as a LLP. And if you just want to run it yourself, then you can also have a sole proprietorship, right? If you want to keep it a lot simpler. Once you touch that 20 lakh limit, you can get a GST for yourself and you can then start paying GST on all of your invoices. So that is how that works. It's not too complicated. Do not worry about it. Make sure that you have a CA once you cross a certain revenue mark, right? That could be 5L, that could be 10L every single month, and then you can get a CA who can work with you to sort out all of your finances. Go check out Contra with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe. Share this video with your friend. Share this on social, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of your learnings on these platforms and tag me at Ishan Sharma 90. And that is all from me today. I am in a suit for the first time on this channel because I was talking about something that required that level of seriousness, building a business that gets you the freedom. So I hope that you like this video. I'll see you all in the next one.